Hey guys, it's TechnoPro, and in this video I'm going to show you how my H-bridge is set up in my Dewy robot. Right now I've got the H-bridge all wired up and in there, EZB floating around in the back there, and the H-bridge currently in the front, displayed very nicely. And you can see there's a fair bit of wiring running around. I'll get to what all those wires are and what they're doing in the later parts of this video. H-bridges are used as a way for the average robot controller to control DC motors. DC motors are motors that take direct current and have a positive negative end, and the power flows through them, and they cause the motors to turn because of the electromagnetic frequencies that happen inside those motors. And for an example, I have a motor here, and watch what happens if I touch metal to it. Here's our motor, and here's our metal. It is in fact sticking. So, well, now that we know that motors are magnetic, we now understand how they precisely work. And as the power goes into them, the motors will slowly flip-flop. The direction that the power is going in will flip-flop, and that allows the motor to keep turning because the magnetic side is now on the opposite side and it wants to touch that side. But then it switches again, and it causes it to go around again. And it just keeps switching and slowly speeds up the motor and then maintains that speed. Now that I've talked hardware wise, I'm going to get over to the current setup. So, leaning in here, we've got the H-bridge, which is an L298N H-bridge sold on EasyRobot.com. We've got all these wires running from the H-bridge up into the EZB. Each one of these wires controls a channel in the H-bridge. One controls the trigger for the left motor forward, another controls for the trigger for left motor backward, another wire controls right motor forward, and then another wire controls right motor backward. And then the two extra wires control the PWM, or pulse width modulation, which is essentially the speed of each motor. Here you can see I have two switches. The first switch does nothing. The second switch controls the power which goes into the H-bridge, and a red light will come on when power is applied to the H-bridge. I don't have a battery hooked up right now, so it's not going to turn the light on. Here we have the EZB V4, which I have modified the case to accommodate another power plug, which powers the H-bridge cleanly. Power from the battery would normally go into that slot right there, which I put so conveniently on the side. So any which way, that's the hardware. Now let's get over to how it works. Here I've got my battery, which is currently modified to accommodate a smaller Tamiya plug. First I'm going to take this and I'm going to plug it in. This will in turn provide power to the EZB, which will turn on. The EZB is now currently looking for a connection for my computer. Now, the power, which is coming from that side port, is not making its way into the H-bridge yet because I haven't turned my switch on. So I'm going to turn it on right now. and there's a big bright red light saying that power is going to the H-bridge. Now, let's go over to my computer and get it connected.
Okay, now that we're in EC Builder, I'm going to load my project. Yes, I have very large setups. Everything loads in. So as you can see, I've got my custom movement panel, which I'm currently using to control my rad. I've got my scripts here which control the PWM, and I've got my ports which turn on and off those channels on the H-bridge. I'm going to connect my UZB right now. Number 48 in the line. It takes a long time to connect to UZBs for some reason. They just take, whether that be the computer just not liking them or what, I don't know, but anyway, we're connected to it via Wi-Fi. So now to connect to the main UZB board, we press connect, and the UZB makes a little ding. So now we should be getting temperature readouts. There we go, and we've got all our values and everything that requires UZB connection currently set. Now we've got our stuff here, so I'm going to now go back over to the robot and show what happens when I press all these buttons and play around with all the different controls.
Now that I'm connected to the UZB, the blue light is solid. I got my laptop here next to me, so I'm going to start playing with everything that happens. I'm going to put this guy up on top of something to keep him from driving away on me. Hopefully he doesn't fall off. It's up here, doesn't look like he's touching anything, so except for the battery. Ooh, yeah. Hopefully I don't have him go flying off. So anyway, which way? Currently he's facing backwards, so when I press forward, and I'm going to try and catch him here if he happens to try and run away. All the lights on the channels that say forward are currently on. Now that I turned off all the lights on the H-bridge that were on, saying that my robot was driving, all of them are turned off now, and I'm going to position this so that all the lights can be seen a little better. So I'm going to run that again just so everybody can see. You can see all the lights that said forward went on. Now when I press backward, different lights should come on. Or the exact same one, because I'm not sure what I'm talking about. Okay, any which way was each time I press a button that says forward or backward, left or right, these wires are taking power from the UZB and sending power down into the H-bridge, and that's telling the H-bridge which direction to go, which speed to go, and when there's no power going, it says stop. So, now when I press turn, we've got tracks going forward and backward. And any which way, that's my H-bridge setup. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it helped some people out for trying to understand how the H-bridge works. Any questions can be asked on the Easy Robot forum or in the YouTube comments. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you later.